Hello everyone. Today I wanted to talk about a new shoe that I got recently, and I wanted to give you a bit of my review on it. It's a new shoe that came out just for women. It's the Lululemon running shoe, and it came to my attention because other people in the podorthic community, someone had mentioned it. So I looked into it a little bit. I read some reviews, and it seemed like a good fit for the type of foot that me and my mother had. So I showed it to my mom. I said, maybe once it gets in stores, you can try it on and see how it fits. And she ended up just buying it and getting it shipped to her house. Typically, I don't recommend doing that because you can't feel it, see how the shoe fits beforehand, but I guess they had a 30-day return policy, so she tried it on and it actually worked out great. So I tried it on and I decided to get myself a pair as well. The reason why I thought it would be a good shoe for us is because we have narrow feet, and it seemed like it would have been a bit of a narrower fitting shoe. What they were marketing was that it was a wider at the front of the foot and narrower at the heel. So I went and I looked at all the reviews, and a lot of them were saying that the shoe was just too small for them. It was just too narrow. So I thought that's perfect for a narrow foot. So that's how I came to the conclusion that we'd test out this shoe. On the website, they have this size guide, and you can put in what kind of shoes fit you typically, and then they'll tell you what size to order. Now, I ordered the size that I typically order, which is a 9, and when I ended up getting the shoe, it was a little bit longer, but the size guide did tell me that I should be into the size 9, but I probably should have been into an 8.5, but it still fit me. It was okay, just a little bit long.
So I'm used to wearing the Asics. That's typically my go-to shoe. It is a little bit better for a narrow foot, so this is kind of what I'm used to. Comparing the fit of the two, they're both a size 9. This one here is a 9-2A, so narrow foot, and this one, the Lululemons, they only have the one width, at least right now, and this one is also a 9. This one I found tend to fit just a little bit bigger, so there's my toe right there. I'm actually not standing up, but there's my toe. It's just about a thumb, maybe a little bit more. So I would say I might be able to go to an 8.5, but I ordered online, so this is just what I got, and it's actually not too bad, so I'll end up keeping this size. So comparing to my old Asics, see how I'm just under a thumb. So the Lululemons did fit a little bit bigger than these Asics.
Something else I should note is that my mom also did the size guide. The shoe ended up fitting her perfectly. Now, she sometimes fits a little bit smaller just because she does have a narrow foot. I believe when I looked at the shoe, it was a little bit longer than what she typically gets. Even if the shoe is a little bit longer, it might fit better in the width. And they may have done this on purpose to give you a bit of a longer shoe. Maybe that was because they didn't want you hitting the end of the shoe or something. So again, this might have been on purpose, but it did seem a little long for myself, but it fit my mom okay.
So looking at the bottom of both shoes, what I really like about the Lululemon is how wide they are. So it gives you a nice base of support. There is a lot more support to it. See the Asics, it curves in just a little bit more. Might be hard to tell, but the Lululemon is a bit wider throughout the base. You might be able to see a bit better when I turn it over. So if you see it from the top, see how the Lululemons, you can see the sole on either side, both the front and the back, and the Asics is just a little bit narrower. So that base of support is a little bit smaller on that Asics, so the Lululemon gives you a lot more support at the bottom. When I first tried on the Lululemons, I noticed a bit of support along the outside of the foot. Now, what that does is when you're walking, it helps to guide your foot into the position that you want when you're pushing off. And what also does that is the shape at the top. So the shape at the front, it curves in so that your push off ends up being right through that second toe, which is kind of where you want it. So it looks like this shoe is designed to help you do that, how to push off properly. A downside to that is it does look like it curves in just a little bit here, which might mean that it pushes your toes slightly. I don't find that myself, but I do have a narrower foot, so that is a possibility. Another thing I noticed was the heel support. So we always look for a good heel counter, which is support at the back, push at the heel. So this Asics here, there's no movement. Versus the Lululemon, there's a little bit of movement there. There's not that strong heel counter at the back. But what it does have is, you look closely, this part here is a plastic piece and it helps support around the heel. Now this is on both sides. So it transitions from a softer material here to that harder plastic to help support that heel. So is it the same as having a heel counter all the way around? I would say no, but if you don't need that strong heel counter all the way around, then it's possible that it would be basically built the same. I put these on barefoot so you can see a little better. So on the Lululemons, I did notice it comes up a little bit higher here, which could interfere with this bone here. So if I lean forward a bit, it pushes against that bone a little bit. Now, when I had my workout, it didn't bother me, and I've had that happen in the past to me. This one didn't do that. This is, if you look at the Asics, when I bend forward, it's not as close. It's not hitting that side here. So again, if you're a runner, maybe it'll bother you, but it hasn't bothered me at all. The other difference I'll point out is the tongue. So see on these Asics here, it's very thick. It's a thick tongue. This one is quite thin. Now, positives and negatives. It's possible that this gives you a bit of cushioning for the top of your foot if you ever have issues there. I've never have, so I can't comment on that. But this one gives you a bit of a snugger feel, almost like you're wearing a sock in a sense. This one definitely feels more like a running shoe on the top. Looking at the back of the shoe, so this Asics here, it seems a little bit more padded around here. It's a lot thicker. This one does have your padding around, but it doesn't seem as thick. Now, my heel did slide a little bit in the Lululemons when I was using them, but it could have just been because they are a touch big on me, or it could be because that heel counter isn't as strong, or the padding isn't as thick.
So in conclusion, would I recommend these shoes? I would say in a lot of cases I would, but in a lot of cases I also wouldn't. Anyone who has a wide foot, I would stay away from them. Maybe in the future they will offer different widths. So right now they only have the one width. They don't have any width selections. So if they come out with wider widths in the future, it may be possible for people with wide feet to fit in this shoe. As of now, just a narrow foot. Regular fit, if you have an average width foot, it might work for you. I would err on the side of no, it wouldn't, but try them out and see. They might end up fitting as well. They have been marketing it towards a running shoe, specifically for running. I haven't run in them yet. I've had a few at-home workouts, and I really liked them for that, and I haven't run in them. They feel like they would be great for running. The only concern I would have is that heel sliding a little bit. Again, mine were a little bit too big. If you've tried them for running, and you just definitely let me know in the comments, and I'd be happy to find out, because it does seem like a great constructed shoe, just might not fit all feet. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and I would be happy to help.